Hey guys, it's Vayan from Vayan UK here. I picked up Bioshock 2 in this year's Steam Halloween sale. I've been looking at it in previous sales, but the reason I picked it up this time was that I finally cracked and let myself see a glimpse of Bioshock Infinite's Burial at Sea DLC. I adored Bioshock Infinite and the original Bioshock, and I just wanted to go back and see how Rapture looked after shit hit the fan, before venturing into Burial at Sea. I managed to pick it up for like about, I think it was £3, which I think is pretty good value for a AAA title, even one as old as this one. So I decided to put up a quick video showing how it fares after a few years. It was released in 2010, but I think the engine is largely the same as the 2007 original Bioshock. Obviously there's no point in covering a review of it or anything, since there's like 1,000 different reviews online about it, but I think there is value in seeing if it still is an enjoyable experience. And after about 10 hours, I gotta say, graphically it holds up surprisingly well. You know well as I do that Bioshock's artistic style lends itself pretty well for a revisit. It's a little bit cartoony and features are pretty exaggerated, which stands the test of time better than any current gen endeavor for realism, so to speak. But apart from some textures being almost shockingly bad in some areas and some animation seemingly recorded at 30 FPS, it looks pretty grey. The gameplay feels as solid as visceral as ever. Plasmids make a return from Bioshock 1, but they're pretty much the same thing in essence as Vigors in Infinite. But I do think the selection is superior and simply more fun in this one. I remember playing Infinite using largely one or two Vigors, mainly the fire one, and I almost exclusively used them as fancy grenades or crowd control. But in Bioshock 2 it feels more interesting. Snapping your fingers to set targets alight just seems more immediate, and if you combine harpoon gunning and telekinesis, it can be cracking fun. And let's face it, bees are simply just much more fun than crows, even if mechanically they're exactly the same thing. The game feels more balanced, since it's structured around a much more close quarter combat with a fair amount of melee. So a lot of the abilities synergize well together, better than in Bioshock Infinite. But the drawback for me is that after only a few hours, I started feeling very claustrophobic. Now that may only be partly due to the fact that Infinite's sweeping vistas and sky rails gave it a sense of air and space, but especially during the protecting the girls moments when you're Big Daddy, when they harvest the atoms from the bodies, you get locked into a very tight quarter situation usually. Even if it's an open area, you're in a corner and you get blasted with waves of enemies crashing on you, and most of them are melee. And some people might like the intensity, but I found myself taking way more breaks than I'm used to in a game like this. All in all, I'd say Return to Rapture was definitely worth the time. Burial at Sea comes on the 12th of November, which it's actually tomorrow, so it's nice timing to compare the city before and after. Now, those who might be wondering, part of the footage you've seen is in slow motion. This wasn't done in post-production, nor is it part of the normal game. I just took the liberty of actually using a cheat, I know, oh my god, and I bound slow motion to be kind of sort of like a homemade bullet time. Obviously the game is not balanced with that in mind, so you might want to crank up the difficulty, but I just wanted to experience the story in a quick weekend, and to be honest, combining plasmic powers, drilling and guns yielded some laughs for yours truly. Thanks for watching, please rate, and if you're interested, there's a couple of videos on my channel.